Good evening. You're watching Outside the Box, the only show that gives you the opportunity to interact directly with political party candidates. To our daily poll now, yesterday's question was, should there be a review of the social pension scheme? 63.2% voted yes, while just over 28.5% disagreed. Today's question is, should FICAC be given more powers? Text your answer, a simple yes or no, to 3592. The poll is open to Vodafone, Digicel, and Incusers. Charges apply. First up, in the leader of the People's Democratic Party. He's no stranger to us, Mr. Felix Anthony. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Right. Well, just to start off our discussion this morning, this evening, you're always reminded to be to keep a smiling face, when you come for an interview.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of time. There's a lot of pressure in terms of campaigning and all that stuff. But anyway, let's get into business. Now, you've been criticized, repeatedly over the media. Questions were raised about the money that you received whilst you were on the board at the FNPF, and your removal over the Natandola saga, and accusations of sabotage of jobs as a unionist. Do you think those issues have tarnished your credibility in some way?
Not at all. These are issues that have been raised. I don't quite understand the motive as to why they have been raised continuously. I have asked many as to if there are some motives, or is there anything wrong with what I have done. Please do let me know. Unfortunately, to this date, there are only questions about why I was there, but no one's come out to say, well, I've done anything wrong. And I maintain that I have done the right thing for the workers of this country. I have represented them in FNPF all along, and that was my role as the National Secretary of the Fiji Trades Union Congress. And I continue to be committed to the workers of this country. I believe that people who ask these questions appear to have some kind of ulterior motives as to why they continuously want to raise these issues.
Okay. Now, your manifesto is promising a clean government. Do you agree it's just impossible to have one because corruption will continue to exist no matter what? Do you agree with that?
Well, we are going to ensure that we have a clean government. We're not just going to talk about it, we will do it. And I've always maintained that we need to be above board, we need to be transparent, we need to be accountable to the people. And when we talk about transparency and accountability, I mean real transparency and accountability, unlike this government, which only talks about it, but actually does not practice it. So we are committed to a clean government. And one of the things that the checks and balances we will put in is that wherever we have discretionary powers given to any government officer, there will have to be an audit of the use of those powers on a regular basis. We believe that is where the problem begins, where people in government have discretionary powers and which are abused. And that's something that we will be quite particular about.
Right. And do you think has any government over the years has come up with the right approach to multiculturalism? What is PDP's approach on this?
Well, we don't believe that you can force this issue down anyone's throat, as this government has attempted to do. We believe the approach is absolutely incorrect. We believe that this is a process that needs to be cultivated with the people on the ground, and government plays an important role in doing so. It cannot simply dictate to the people that from today onwards we are going to be a multicultural society. And in this regard, the PDP manifesto is clear on the promotion of traditional and customary rights, on the promotion of the fundamentals of indigenous tradition and customs being taught in our schools, the Fijian language being taught in our schools. This is, we believe, critical if we are going to be talking about a multicultural society. We also believe that respect for all cultures is equally important. And again, we believe that we need to preach tolerance amongst our people all around.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. There's Raveen from Nandi on the line. Bula Vinaka Raveen.
Bula Vinaka, Mr. Longa.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question.
Bula Vinaka, Mr. Longa.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead and ask your question. I think there's some difficulty in the line there, Mr. Anthony.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Anthony, you're the leader of the PDP party.
Yes.
And obviously, if your party wins, you'll become the Prime Minister, obviously. Do you think you have the quality of becoming a Prime Minister?
Well, I believe I not only have the quality, but the qualifications as well. I have served the people of this country for the last 32 years as the workers' representative. I've spent time on a number of boards. And I've also am aware of the plight of the people of this country. I did not have this itch to represent the people just because elections came around. I have been working with the people for the last 32 years, and election or no election, I would continue to work with the people and for the people.
As a unionist, you've over these years been fighting for workers' rights. And if you become a Prime Minister, is there danger of you being inclined to the workers and, you know, not to the employer?
I would not call that a danger at all. In fact, I believe any Prime Minister of the country needs to do what is right by the people. And if the workers of this country are being shortchanged, the Prime Minister needs to address that. And I will certainly do that. There's absolutely no doubt about that.
Have you at any time?
That does not discount the fact that there are other people within the country that needs attention, and I would similarly give the same attention to everyone in the country as a whole. But yes, if there are anyone's being shortchanged or is not been given a fair go in Fiji, I believe any government needs to correct that, and the PDP government will do exactly that.
Exactly. Have you at any time let workers in the country down?
I have not let the workers of this country down at any time, nor will I ever do that.
I think there's another call on the line. Bulvinaka caller, go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, my question to Mr. Anthony is.
Yes, carry on.
I've heard many times the government talking about transparency, and my question is that since the supervisor of election is the ex-staff of AG's office.
I think he's talking about transparency and the supervisor elections,
yes.
The ex-staff.
Yes,
of,
well, yes, Ravin, I think I share the concern that you have, and that is whether we actually do have real transparency in the office of the supervisor of elections and the Attorney General's office. We certainly believe, and we have raised this issue in the past, that we remain very concerned, and more particular the saga that we saw just last weekend, where we've had the supervisor of elections being represented, being advised by the Solicitor General on electoral matters, and not only been advised, but the Solicitor General himself actually representing the supervisor of elections in the court.
Thank you, Mr. Dini. I think time is up.
And we say that compromises the independence of the office of the supervisor of elections, because the AG is ultimately responsible for the Solicitor General's office.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. Time is up for us tonight. Stay with us. Joining us next is Dr. B.P. Ram from the National Federation Party. Welcome back. Remember, you can have your say in our daily poll. The question is, again, should FICAC be given more powers? Just text your answer, yes or no, to 3592 to all Vodafone, TTCell, and Inc. users. Now we cross live to our senior journalist, Sherian Wilson, who is in Nandera, where SODELPA candidates are campaigning tonight. Sherian, tell us what's happening at the rally.
Thank you very much, Mika. Tonight we're here at Ramba Circle in Nandera, of course, with the SODELPA candidate, Penina Ravulo. Penina is a former principal health planner and manager civil service reforms at one stage of the Public Service Commission, and recently former Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Forestry and Fisheries. Penina, just basically, what was the intention behind contesting the elections this year on a SODELPA ticket?
Mika. Actually, when I retired from the civil service in January last year, I read an advertisement in the paper about expression of interest for candidates to stand for SODELPA party. My main intention to stand for the election was that in 2006. As you remember, there was a takeover government, a coup that happened. The regime. I was employed as a civil servant in the public service, and for those many years until I retired, I was wondering to myself what's happening about the people of Fiji, and sort of like we accepted that was the norm. We forgot that that a regime took over, a coup had taken place. And when I retired from the civil service, I decided that I had to join this party to contest the election so that we bring back our rights, especially the indigenous rights. And you know, SODELPA party championed the indigenous rights.
You have been, this is one of the many pocket meetings that you have attended, and also from the Kondrove, the party earlier this year went to Ravulo level to speak to the people. What are some of the issues that have come out of your campaigns?
Thank you. Sometimes in June this year, we went, you must have known that that the party leader toured our whole of Ravulo level. There was a meeting at Lambasa, mainly to open the SODELPA office. I was one of the people, the nominee that accompanied her on the trip. After our meeting at Lambasa, we decided to go to where I come from. I am from Navatu in the Kondrove. I wanted just to go and see my people and just to inform them that I am going to contest the 2014 election. We and myself and the GS of the party and one of the official of the party. We went around our area, primarily where I come from, and all the places that I'm related to. We talked to them about the intention of the party, mainly to bring back our rights, the indigenous rights. And you know, the people in the rural areas, that's what they cherished is about the land, the ownership of the land. And they also cherished this Fijian administration, about the Postelebakturang. These are the thing that the Fijian people cherished most. And you know, all the parties, they have the same issues they talk about. But the difference with the SODELPA, they champion the indigenous rights. And this is what my people back home, they cherished also. So I told them that this is one of the things that when I go to Parliament, when we go in, after the election in September 17, this is one of the issues, one of the things that we see that to be returned.
Of course, you have your work history, of course, in the health sector as a former principal health planner. What are some of the issues in the current health sector that you probably would want to address if you get into Parliament?
Thank you, Sharon. First of all, at the moment you see everybody's been complaining about the delivery of the health services in Fiji. And as a health planner, my role is to plan developments in the Ministry of Health. As an outsider now, I look around, I see the congestion in hospitals, and I see even the state of the infrastructure. And then I say to myself, probably this is the fault of the people in the administration. During our time, when when I was still employed as a principal health planner, these are the things that we planned. We planned our budget, and then we planned if there are need to construct new health facilities. And this is my job that I looked. I write papers for all this infrastructure development. And one thing during my time when I was a principal health planner, we found that not all the people of Fiji access public health services. It's only about 55% access the public health services, and the rest, they access private health services. And when this policy came about, when the retirement age was reduced to 55, and then as an onlooker from outside, then we see that that's my own interpretation. That the people that used to access the private health sector, they no longer access it after that the reduction in that policy that came in the reduction of retirement age from 60 to 55, and all these people, they come and crowd up the health services. This is why, in my knowledge, this is why the people are crowding up in the public health services, because there was there was no plan put in place to cater for these extra people, the people that used to access private and are now accessing the public health sector services. And for your information too, during my time in there, when we used to prepare our budget, most of the programs that were in health, in the Ministry of Health, those programs were never funded by health, budgeted for by health. And there used to be a contribution of our development partners, as in AusAid, New Zealand Aid, JICA.
Well, there you have it, Mika. Thank you. Reporting here from Ramba Circle in Andera with, of course, SODELPA candidate Penina Ravulo. Back to you in studio, Mika.
Thank you, Sherian. That's Sherian speaking to Penina Ravulo of SODELPA Party. Stay with us. Joining us next is Dr. B.P. Ram from the National Federation Party. Welcome back. Join our discussion live tonight by texting in your questions to 3599 or call our studio line 330-2100. And remember, you can have your say in our daily poll. The question is still, should FICAC be given more powers? Simply text yes or no to 3592 to all Vodafone, Digicel and Inc. users. Now, Dr. B.P. Ram from the National Federation Party joins us. He's another old hand at politics. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Megan, and good evening, Fiji.
Now, Dr. Ram, you've been a medical practitioner for 36 years.
That's right.
If you were voted into Parliament or to the next government, how can you improve our health system?
I think we have already launched the NFP Manifesto, which precisely says how we should solve the problems of the country. And the basic issues that we are dealing with are staff issues, management issues, patient care issues, and the facilities. So in this, I think we have about 10 policy issues to be taken up very seriously, which the current government has not been able to address, and we like to work on this.
What are they?
And these include issues on patient care, which every day you hear something mishap here and there, and laxity on part of treatment provision, quick turnover or long waiting times, and these are faults that have arisen from the mismatch in the planning and the staffing issues. And we propose to look at decentralizing the health service which has taken place without adequate resources, which impacts on the provision.
But you agree that they'll take time? To get
No,
in
the decentralization process has been there from 1982. And I think there's a long time that governments had the time to deal with this. I think the change in the management style and allowing things to continue, I think, has been the main basic complaint by the patients.
Do you think our medical service in the country is friendly in a way? Do you think
the collapse? Yeah, there's a collapse of the whole health ministry's programs. The programs are now not integrated. They have lost the primary health care element totally. So the touch with the community and the basic issues with the family and the patients is lost. No participation and caring. The compassion in the ministry has been lost. So that's a daily event now. I think what we need to do. So you're saying there's
no compassion in those that are working in our health system?
Is from the management. The management doesn't listen to the doctors and nurses who are hardworking. And we see this happening. They tell you what are the problems, but the ministry doesn't take any action.
Do you think our nurses and doctors have an attitude out there in our dispensaries?
I think they might be more overworked. I think like doctors are overworked. They are underpaid. The allowances issue, I undertook the 1993 salary review for doctors. And in that we had suggested with the PSC on behalf of the ministry and the Fiji Medical Association that salaries be reviewed up, and it was done. On the issue of allowances, it remained the same, and I think they are paid about $12 now. Before the government was paying $10 per night, and half of that is taxed. And they are supposed to be on call. And they are on call about 32 hours for 36 hours.
You're not determined to change that?
Yes, I think the whole process of determining how allowances and the work match up.
Right.
Yeah, because you have pilots, who have certain hours where they have to allow rest,
right,
and go ahead with the part of the judgment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you overwork your workforce. You cannot just flog them and then keep them, intimidated,
exactly.
For that.
So
yeah.
thank you, Doc. I think we have a call on the line. Bulvinaka caller. Go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what can he do on the disorganization of our medical service that we have in Fiji.
Yeah, thank you. I think the disorganization that exists now needs to be addressed very urgently, both at the implementation level and also at the policy level and the political level. I think the country needs a very strong political will, and which we have said that NFP will undertake that, and we are proposing a number of changes. One is to go into the national insurance scheme, national insurance for everyone. Wherever you live in Fiji, should be provided with the same quality and service that you people deserve with the compassion. I think the attitude must change in dealing with the patient and the welfare of the families and the communities. I think that is the ultimate, of all the 10 policy issues that we are undertaking.
Dr. Ram, what is your solution to the long waits in our health centers?
The long waits have been created actually by two ways. One is the lack of primary health care, non-participation of the primary care practitioners who are the private doctors.
If you get into Parliament and become a Minister of Health, or someone is given a portfolio in that manner, how long do you want a patient to wait in any health center before being seen by a doctor?
Patients are seen basically within 10 to 15 minutes, but the triage process, there's a triage process which takes place, which the staff undertake. And that segregates the emergency cases from the non-emergency cases. And these things have sort of basically been left unattended because of lack of staff and resources.
Thank you. Dr. Ram, there's another call on the line. Buluminaka caller, go ahead and ask your question. Buluminaka Shelen. Shelen, are you still there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I've got a question for Dr. B.P. Ram. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, we are listening. Go ahead, Shalen, ask your question to Dr. Ram.
Okay, I'm asking now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dr. Ram is operating a clinic.
Yeah.
Dr. Ram is operating a clinic. And I know that he's not very successful at it. He's got an ongoing dispute with FNU.
Okay, you understand what he's saying?
Yes, yeah. I think that matter is in the court, and I will not comment on that. But as for success, my success is determined by the quality of programs we have taken out. One is the establishment of the Kidney Foundation, the dialysis, which started from our clinic. I have started the charity trust for children and aged care, which is running very successfully. We see our patients, we tend them around, no waiting time, particularly with all the screening process in pathological and other tests. So I think there is misconception, and I think there is intimidation of staff which exists in this country. This intimidation is taking place in every hospital, in every health center. Our staff, the nurses are intimidated, our workers are intimidated, doctors are not allowed to speak out and bring out and discuss problems. The management of health service in this country is handled by people who are non-medical.
And you'd like to change all these things?
These things have to change.
Thank you, Dr. Ram. And that's all for tonight. Tune in again tomorrow to view the results of our poll. Remember, you can still text in your answers. The question line will be open until 6 p.m. tomorrow. Again, the question is, should FICAC be given more powers? Text in your answer yes or no to 3592 to all Vodafone, Digicel and Ink users. Join me again tomorrow as we feature other political party candidates vying for your votes. Good evening.